Yes, the anti-Notley, anti-Trudeau signage on Andy Styles' truck is profane and vulgar and crude, but the RCMP thankfully decided the sign is not illegal. And whether or not you agree with the language employed, the decision not to press charges was a victory for freedom of speech, especially given what is now happening in other jurisdictions. Now, you may recall that a couple of years ago, Andy Styles of Strathcona, Alberta, was in the news thanks to his truck. Styles is no fan of Rachel Notley and Justin Trudeau. On that, I feel a kinship. And he's quite vocal about his disdain for the Premier and Prime Minister, thanks to affixing a sign to his truck, noting his disdain. In that regard, I'm simpatico with Styles here too, given that we here at The Rebel from time to time crowdfund Jumbotron-equipped trucks sporting political signage as well. So, what's not to love? Well, it's the language used on the sign. You see, next to a photo of Justin Trudeau is copy that reads, "Ditch the," think of a term used to describe a female dog that rhymes with ditch. As for Notley, the message pertaining to her is, "Punt the," okay, let's see now. Think of a word that rhymes with hunt and starts with one of the first three letters of the alphabet, and no baseball fans, I'm not talking bunt, okay? At the time, Styles told Global News he wanted to shock people, stating, quote, "I chose a message that I felt in no uncertain terms would show my absolute disgust for both the provincial and federal governments," end quote. Well, mission accomplished there. And although some folks were offended by the language, an RCMP spokesman told 660 News, quote, "Things that are offensive are not necessarily criminal," end quote. Now, once upon a time, that would have been called stating the obvious, but with the ongoing war against free speech being waged by the usual suspects, this position is most welcoming indeed, unless, of course, you happen to be someone that wants a police force that will be responsible for monitoring acts of bad taste. Indeed, although the Styles story first hit the news in 2016, the reason I reference this tale now is due to a recent event across the pond pertaining to UK police monitoring the populace, not for criminality, but for being distasteful. As my rebel colleague Jack Buckby recently reported, 6 men in England were actually charged by police on suspicion of a public order offense. Their crime? Making a joke about the deadly Grenville Tower fire. Now, I stand with Jack on this issue, which is to say, given that 72 people died in the Grenville Tower fire, producing a video that poke fun about this horrific tragedy is twisted and distasteful and downright inexplicable. But good grief, these individuals were making jokes about the fire, terrible jokes, but they didn't actually start the bloody fire. Bottom line, the UK cops got it wrong while the Mounties made the right call 2 years ago regarding Styles. Simply put, it is not against the law for someone to state an offensive opinion. And as a citizen, you do not have the right not to be offended. But given what we've seen in England, and given the general encroachment of political correctness in so many other jurisdictions, and given that we've already witnessed the implementation of certain political anti-free speech motions, such as M103, how long will it be before we look back on the RCMP's sane decision and refer to that as the good old days? Indeed, how long will it be before the Rebels' Jumbotron-equipped trucks are deemed illegal for being offensive to certain people or certain groups as the state embraces a UK-style sanitized for your protection mindset? For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzie. Hey folks, the Rebel has a new app. Please download that app and take the Rebel with you wherever you go.